They can just see the picture, but they're gonna be able to. Your mics are hot. Mm-hmm. I did not activate the ringer.
This is cute, right? I stole this from the page.
Yeah, because it's. Okay. Yeah, it's down. Okay. Okay. So if the number looks suspicious, I'm gonna kill the call in there. It won't make that ringing noise. So you if you see the number and if something's no or it looks reasonable, you can answer. Yeah, or yeah.
I don't think I have this coming up. So we are preparing to go live, guys. Just getting prepared. That's all. We'll be live. Well, I am live already. Just waiting for.
Boy, I just liking that button. What number is that? It's on 13. Okay. Oh no, you know what? I may have had the note the volume down.
Testing.
On start. Yeah. 15, 16. Let's try it again.
Hey guys, how are you?
Right here.
It's okay. Hello. Hey. Say hello, guys.
Now. Okay.
What's that? Heard that message?
That works.
Yo, I just learned something about market value. I didn't even care.
Hey guys, what's going on? Oh wait, is Netflix? Netflix.
I'm trying to figure it out. Sorry. That's the wire's like in the way. And I'm trying to like, my mic is in the way. Here we go.
Okay, that's important. Right. I'm gonna fix that live.
Just setting up, people. Oh, mic is working.
The mics are definitely on. We are setting up. We're running a little late.
White chalk.
Just a little bit.
Hey. Good, got it. Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Woo! What a day it was. What a day it is. What's going on? It's your favorite real estate divas. What's going on? Kat, you want to start on who you are representing?
Hi, I'm Kat with Remax.
Woo!
Here to service all of New Jersey for your real estate needs.
And she's a broker. Next we have.
Hi, I'm Candace. I'm a realtor and investor here to also serve Hudson, Bergen, Essex, and Union County predominantly, but I'll go anywhere, but those are where I'm focusing on.
Miss Custom Fitted. What's going on? It's your girl, Miss Madison Realty from Special Properties.
Hey, it's Jaquana Jakings Realty with United Real Estate. How are you?
Hey, it's Shireen Slowly with Group 26, located in Edgewater, servicing basically all of New Jersey and anywhere else you want me.
All right now.
So, happy Monday. No, we just actually came back from the beach, and I must say, we just needed a quick 2-second break. We're not going to lie. So, I'm excited. We actually worked all weekend, so it was sort of like a prize. Kat, how was your weekend?
Productive, busy.
What you do?
I actually worked all weekend. Didn't have much downtime. Met a lot of clients, sent emails, wrote a couple offers. Still waiting on a decision, but pretty busy weekend.
That sounds really productive to me.
As Kat say, sound like money.
Sounds like money.
Sound like money. Miss Custom Fitted, how was your weekend?
It was nice. It was actually very relaxing. I actually didn't have any showings this weekend. I submitted offers, but no showings. And I had a buyer consultation with some of my neighbors who I love to death. So hopefully we'll get them into a home really soon. But that was all. Oh, and I enjoyed the fireworks yesterday. That was a nice surprise.
Yes, I saw that on your live.
Yeah, I was
It
so surprised.
Really, really
Gorgeous.
nice.
Yeah. So that was a nice way to end the night. The weekend, I should say. It was nice.
Miss Custom Fitted has a really nice rooftop, guys. I can't wait until she has all of us over.
Yeah, it's lit. Y'all already know.
It's gonna be a good
Yeah.
time.
Nice.
I
The pizza's here.
had an amazing weekend. I'm actually just getting back to work, so I really pushed myself this weekend, and I was super excited to first celebrate my nephew. Just got married
Yes,
this
I saw
weekend.
that. Congratulations to her.
Woo! He
That's
put a
so
ring
dope.
on it.
Yes.
He put a ring on it.
He liked it
He
enough.
put a ring on it. So I'm super excited about that. So her wedding was definitely bomb. I was like,
My weekend was good. I had an open house yesterday. It turned out pretty good.
where was it?
It was in Jersey City Heights.
Mm.
I had 2 condos listed there, 2 luxury condos. So I had an open house there on Saturday. I didn't do much, a little bit of showing and then a little bit in the rest of the day. Today I had a lot going on.
Yes, you
I
had
didn't
a
get to enjoy
Yes,
the beach like Madison and Kat did.
Yo, we was never mind. Moving on.
Right, next.
Moving
But
on.
yeah, so today was really productive for me. I had an appraisal day today, a home inspection, a closing, and now I'm here.
Nice.
See, Jay got paid today, so
So drinks on her
drinks on-
afterwards.
Exactly.
what's going on, Shar? How was your weekend, Boog?
My weekend was fun-filled and work. I had some family over, as usual. My family stays in my house. I had a yacht party that I went to on Sunday. I had a baby shower. We have 4 or 5 people pregnant in my family. I don't know what's in the water, but I'm not drinking it. Not drinking at all.
She's not
And yeah, today I just did the paperwork for a new listing that's coming up in Ridgefield Park.
Nice.
And my clients accepted an offer on the other house that I told you guys about last week. So yeah, it was a good weekend and trying to make it even better.
It
Nice.
sounds good.
Yeah.
I like the red. The blouse is
Thank
cute.
you.
I just want to take like 2 seconds because my live on Instagram.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
hold on a second.
Yeah.
We got to fix the live, people.
I think it's working out. Well, I'm super excited. We also have 2 special men guests in the building today. Jason, who has an amazing podcast that comes on, like right after us. So he's in the building this evening and his partners. So let's say what's up to Jason. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
I'm so excited because we are starving. So
They brought us food.
they brought us
So
food.
nice. Thank
Amanda
you.
feeds us. Hey.
So
And
we
wine,
thank
yes.
you guys so much. And his cousin is actually a realtor in several other states. So he's going to have a lot of questions for
Nice.
us. I already feel the heat because he has like 4 licenses. So I'm like, the heart is pumping here.
Uh-oh.
My heart is pumping.
Oh,
But-
y'all came prepared. Nice.
Oh,
Oh.
let me just get
Wow. Nice.
this second screenshot of them. Look at them. They
They brought us
just so
food.
nice.
They brought us wine.
did.
Thank you
They
guys.
really
We
did.
appreciate
Looking
it.
like WBKS1 love in the house this evening. But we have an actually fun-filled day for you guys today. Now, we've spoken a lot about, what to prepare for your home. But tonight, we are actually talking about 3 subjects. What's the benefit of actually hiring us as your professional realtor or real estate agent? And we're also going to actually talk about, okay, so now you're pre-approved, now what? Because a lot of times there's so many thoughts going through your head. So we just want you guys to entrust us, trust in us so we can walk you through this process, hands in hand. But before we start, you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick? Y'all, or y'all just chilling in
y'all
the
in the
building
spotlight.
right quick. Like, they got red and white. Like,
All
it's
right.
definitely somebody's birthday today.
All right. So my name is Chevy.
Hey, Chevy.
Hi, Chevy.
Straight out of Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm Plainfield bound though. This is where I grew up at, and actually moved out of here 2016. I've been on the grind doing real estate for the past 2 years now. I've been doing real estate. I've been doing it full time for the past 6 months, and really just smashing the game on a different level in the South for sure. So came here to pick y'all brain. I'm sure y'all have questions for me as well, because I think that for what I do and for what y'all do, it's like it goes hand in hand for sure. But I do it like y'all do it at another level, and I do it at another level. So I'm really excited just to Q&A or whatever the case may be and get with y'all for sure. And then this is my guy here, Wes. He actually one of my business partners. He's out in Delaware right now. So So, yeah.
We tri-states tonight.
yeah, for sure. So I'm really excited. Jay been talking y'all up, and nothing but good stuff about you ladies for sure. So I'm really excited for sure.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a good time tonight. So most importantly, many times, even as sellers, they think that they can do this alone. But think of it like as a dentist. Do you take your own, like,
You can take your own tooth out?
take your own teeth out, or no? Or like, do you hire a professional? So that's why we actually just want to give you some tips tonight on why it's so important to hire your real estate professional. First and foremost, you want to start, Kat, or should we go down the line? How you want to do it?
Thank you.
Down the line, starting here or starting over there? See, Jason got me like confused because he got this special like setup going on over here.
Oh, he sure was.
Sue was on point.
That's
So,
Like they divas.
my
You're
goodness,
on
like
point.
thank you.
Whoa. Thank you. No, you're fine. That's
So
fine.
red
Thank
or
you.
white? Anybody?
red.
Red.
Sure. I'll.
No.
Whatever y'all want, Jay got y'all. Know that.
I'm gonna take the
Thank
white.
you. Thank you, Chevy.
Thank you so very much.
Absolutely,
You're
absolutely.
So greatly appreciative of it. So I guess we can just start on why is it so important to hire a real estate professional. First and foremost, we actually set sort of some boundaries or just set the tone last week. When you are working with a real estate professional, there is no cost as a buyer.
90% of the time.
90% of the time. I'm glad you said that because the seller pays us at closing, right? So most importantly, as your professional, we know what to expect, what to look for.
We work on your behalf.
We actually work for you like forever.
There's a bit of a misconception where buyers think that it's better for them to work with the listing agent.
Yes.
They think that they're gonna, somehow, make it better that way, or they're gonna get a better deal, or they're gonna be able to negotiate. Unfortunately, and I'm a listing agent, and a lot of these ladies are listing agents too. We work with both people who are looking to sell their homes and people who are looking to buy their homes. And what's the word I want to say? We have to basically have the sellers back because they're the ones who initially hired us, right? We're going to go and we're going to try to get you guys, as much help as possible, but really we're hired to sell the home. So when you come to me as the buyer's agent, I'm going to work for the seller. We're going to try to get the price up. We're going to try to get the seller the best price, the best terms, and everything like that. What a buyer's agent does is he has the buyer's or she has the buyer's interests at heart. They're going to try to, negotiate on your behalf. So really you should try to work with a buyer's agent in order to, secure the property and get the best deal and the best advice possible.
I would
Yeah.
definitely have to agree. Jay, you want to add or should?
Go ahead. I want to hear what you was about to say.
No, because a lot of times, I know like some buyers who I have met, thank you so very much, they decided to, just call the listing agent directly, which is fine, but it still displays that you're working with a realtor. As your realtor from the very beginning, we get you pre-approved. We give you that overhand,
Step-by-step guidance.
step-by-step, such as when you're pre-approved, finding the perfect starter home for you, doing the home inspections with you, and the appraisal, and pretty much every step of the way. So I think like if you attempt to do it like by yourself, it would just create more frustration. Our job as your realtor, and especially since you as the buyer don't pay us, we're here for you. Like, entrust in your realtor as we walk you through the beginning to the end of the home buying process.
Do you guys have anything to add over there?
As far as when it comes to someone buying the house, right? So on my end, I deal more so strictly with investors. So I deal with where
Different.
I deal with where an investor is more so looking for a house that they could flip. So my job is to go in and secure the bag. So I go in,
Right.
bypass everybody and go directly to the seller. and get it at a deep discount to where the buyer can now come in and pay for that property where there's 150, 200,000 worth of equity in that property once they get it fixed up and put it on the market. So, we might catch a property where, let's just say the property's worth 300,000, we might get it for 125,000. And, that investor, they licking their chops like, oh man, this 300,000, that's a lot of equity that's on the table. So they don't mind coming in and taking care of the closing costs and taking care of the buyer fees and all that, even paying for the seller's closing fees. So, every now and then I deal with a realtor, but for the most part, I'm going directly to the seller to secure the bag.
See, it's like different types. Like,
Yeah.
See, you're managing different types of transactions.
Oh, yeah.
We are too, but I guess it's more so situational.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
Basically, as a real estate professional, our job is to be resourceful. We know the down payment assistance programs. Do you? Mm-mm. Like, no. So, definitely. Secondly, go ahead.
It's a lot of knowledge that we have, because even especially people who are moving from like New York to New Jersey,
Yep.
There's certain things that we have to let you guys know. Like there's oil tanks over here, okay, and that's a part of the due diligence that we run for you. Make sure that it's checked, or it had been removed, or the seller's willing to remove it and stuff like that. And you, as a first-time home buyer who doesn't know anything about, an oil tank, you probably wouldn't even know to look for it, So, like she said, we have different programs that we can hook you up with our lenders with. There's different things while you're going through the process of buying the home that you may not know. I mean, you could research as many things as you want, but not everything is state by state, and every state has different rules.
Every state and city too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And that's the beautiful part about being a real estate professional, because all of the hard work is done for you.
Right.
When you're a first-time home buyer and you are on uncharted territory, it's better to have someone that's in the water, know what's going on, and say, okay, the water is safe now. Go ahead and jump on in. I got you, right?
Yeah.
That's the plan. But you still have those that are playing double dutch. Like, is it okay? Yes.
Yes. Trust the real estate
You
professional.
can trust in us.
There we go.
I think it's important. So what we're gonna do tonight, we're gonna just pretty much get those borrowers who are ready but don't think they're ready, who playing double dutch, so we can actually get you ready, get you your home, so we can meet you guys at the closing table before the year end. And we actually got these from Realtor.com. So Realtor.com, which is a prominent platform for buyers as well as sellers, but quote unquote. So it's like if Zillow said hire a real estate professional, Realtor did too. Realtor.com said hire us. So I guess we can go backwards to why is it like what's the roadmap? You want to start from the pre-approval process?
All right, so the steps from. All right, so there's steps. Obviously, once a buyer starts their search, primarily being getting pre-approved, having that pre-approval to let them know their purchase power, what price range to stay within, what their mortgage is going to be, what to expect for closing costs, down payment, and that's the first step, so they can feel comfortable in what they're doing and what to expect in the process.
So now we have your pre-approval. Now what? So now we're out and we're looking for your homes.
Right.
As the realtors, we want to know what's your needs, what's your wants, what's your wish list. But most importantly, we have to be realistic.
Right.
We have to be.
Amen.
You have to try to narrow it down as much as possible.
Yes.
Not too specific, because you don't want to limit your options, but you have to know what you're willing to sacrifice to get this starter home. Again, the starter home is not your dream home, most likely. So what are you willing to sacrifice, and what are your needs and wants to get this home that you're looking to buy?
Like a lot of times, bedrooms are definitely important to people because if you have a bunch of kids, right? If you have a few kids, you want to have either enough bedrooms for each child to have their own, or
Boy
for
versus
the
girl.
two boys to share one while the girl has a room. So that's definitely important. That's like number one people think about is bedrooms, and then you have to think about bathrooms. Also, location tends to be like very important, and we have different what I would say is to research the areas that you're planning on living in. Okay, we can't research it for you. We don't know what you're looking for. We don't know what's important to you. You can always go on to Google and research the actual town. You can check like the crime rate. You can check the schools, all that stuff. But just get knowledgeable and drive through the towns, I would say. See if it's a town that, speaks to you, or you're going to be, are you someone who's coming from the city and you need to be in like walking distance to like the bus or the train station? Or is it okay if you have to drive over to the next town to park and ride? Are you okay with, being in an area that has like a lot of people walking in up and down? Like some people just like the city atmosphere. They want to be able to go outside their house, walk a few blocks, and they can go to like the little stores right there. It really depends on what you're looking for. So those things you have to really know what you want. Other people will be like, it's detrimental that I have a master bathroom. There's no way in hell I'm sharing a master bathroom with those kids. I'm not sharing my bathroom with no kids. So if that's really important to you, then that should be on the top of your list. And then your wish list, or more your wants and not your needs, can be like, I want a really big backyard. But if it doesn't have a big backyard, will you be willing to compromise? Maybe it has all the right bedrooms, it has the master bath, it has everything else, but the backyard is not as big as you wanted. So you need to know what your needs are, that you have to have, and what you're willing to compromise with, and that's kind of your wish list.
And also a part of that, thinking future-wise when it comes to, okay, so I know it's just me and my fiance or my wife right now, but what about the kids? Is this going to be where it's big enough to hold more than just us? Is it going to be more so, okay, the kids, or is the neighborhood safe? The schooling system, is it where it needs to be top notch? And how's the community overall, as far as, is there a neighborhood watch? There's little things that makes a difference when it comes to you thinking in the future, because when you buy a house, you buying a house for the long haul. You're going to stay there 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years. You like, man, this is it. This is it. This is our dream home. This is where we're going to be at. And you want it to be exactly what you want it to be, and not just for yourself.
As close to perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're going to be shelling out a lot of money, so you got to get your best bang for your buck for sure.
Right. Yeah, and to kind of go off of kind of what everyone was saying, I think it's very important, like Madison said, to hire a professional, because in the instance that Shireen just mentioned, some people are just, they're drawn to having the master bathroom, right? But as a real estate professional, we have lenders who we can introduce you to that'll do a 2 or 3K loan. So that the property may not have a bathroom, but it's like it has everything else that you wanted. We'll say, you know what, listen, you see that closet right there? It's a walk-in. But do you really need the walk-in? Can we turn that into a bathroom? So that's like the bonus of working with real estate agents, of course, who have experience and, of course, are professional and know the different programs and the different opportunities that you can go to, when you're trying to build or get your dream home, per se. So
Right. I agree. Like, being willing to compromise is so important. A lot of times we are with first-time home buyers, and you guys, I love you, but sometimes you guys just want the world, and we want to give you the world, but not all at one time. So we want you guys to, be realistic within your goals. So as long as we do find you, your needs your needs and maybe something
Some of your
on
wants.
Right.
wants and maybe if we tap on your wish list items, then you guys can like compromise. Perhaps you want 4 bedrooms and 2 baths and a large backyard. But if we find 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bath, but it has a backyard and a finished basement,
And parking.
And parking.
parking in East Orange is everything. So I definitely agree with all of these here on compromise, and just want to shout out some people who are streaming. My dad's been watching me all weekend, so my
Hi,
dad
Dad.
is like my dad. My dad Clarence Rose makes me so nervous. Like no one makes me nervous to like do what I do, like my dad. So hey, Dad, you can log off now. My dad makes me nervous. Shout out to Ron Lee, who actually went to high school together, but he actually saw a post that we was talking about the whole 10K down. So, we have those incentive programs that we don't want to share with everyone, just our special clients. So
You got to call us to use us.
just saying, shout that out. Who's on your timeline? Sure.
I have a bunch of friends. I see everybody's waving over there. One of my really good friends, I've known her since I was like 4 years old.
God.
She's on there. She always checks us out every now and then. So, hey, Boo. Hey, Roxy. And just, all my other peoples.
Hey, who you want to shout out, Jay, on your timeline?
I'm gonna shout out everybody.
Hey,
How y'all doing?
how you doing? Candace.
Candace always has issues with her phone. She loves Apple. She's a ride or die Apple fanatic, but she always has an issue with Apple. So she's actually not streaming live right now, unfortunately. But she has to get that together.
She will be next week.
Look
though.
like I need to go
Hopefully,
live
yeah.
myself then, huh?
Yeah,
You
yeah, you
should.
should.
You should.
Should have been live.
You should. Okay, you want to shout out somebody on your live?
Everyone that's watching, any questions you may have, let me know. We'll answer it live for you.
Sound like a plan to
Yes.
me. Let's actually start with the this here. I'm sorry, the wrong shot. It's more than a house. It's a home. So we talked about getting you pre-approved. We talked about actually going out, getting your offer accepted. Now what? What's next? You was talking about, hey, we missed the appraisal part and the
Right.
home inspection part. So
Right,
let's talk
right.
about that.
Yeah.
What is a home inspection? And how much does it cost, Jay?
So the home inspection is the process that you're going to go through to make sure you're purchasing a sound property, to make sure the property has no foundation issues, plumbing issues, electrical, roof, or maybe the utility systems. No issues with those as well. The price can vary based on if you're purchasing a condo all the way up to a multifamily. It can start at $300 and go as high as maybe $650, but for the most part, that's what a home inspection is. It's nothing that's required. I'm sorry, it's nothing that's needed for your loan, but it's required by your real estate agent, by all of us, and I'm sure your attorney will require it as well.
With the home inspection, now I know it's definitely. Well, I wouldn't say I know. Is it more required on the FHA loan, or is it just
It's-
subjective, or is it?
Yeah, it's completely up to the buyer to do it. The appraisal is the only thing that is required
The
by
appraisal only thing
FHA or conventional.
Okay.
Got it. Who
Or
pays
USDA.
for that? I just need them.
The
to
inspection?
know. Yes.
The buyer
buyer
pays for the
pays
inspection.
For the inspection.
We love you guys, and we'll do anything in the world. But when you guys make an offer, pick a home that you choose and love, because the home inspection is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Don't be looking. Don't be looking. He's like, yes.
Have you
yes,
ever had
yes,
that?
yes.
Someone asked you to
Don't
pay for
be
the
looking
inspection?
over here for us to
anyone
put
done
out that $500 for your home
No,
inspection.
I've never
now.
had anybody ask to pay for the home inspection. That's good. Keep it up, guys. Don't
Well-
ask me to pay for your home inspection.
Some have.
I've been in the position where I had to pay for the home inspection, the appraisal, the
Wow.
surveys.
And a survey?
Not,
You the best
not,
investor
look,
ever.
Look,
Wait, as an investor or as a
OPM though. Y'all know what
Other
that
people's
means?
money.
You already know. So I
I
say
know
yeah,
OPP.
but
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
but yeah, OPM all day. So yeah, it's in the contract, the addendums and everything. But at the end of the day, that's passed on. So yeah, I'll agree to it, but I'm not really the one that comes out of pocket. Like literally, I don't spend none of my own cash on none of these deals. So yeah.
Must be nice.
Right. You're like, what? What is
I'm
going
like,
on
I'm just
here?
trying to understand.
Must
So
be
you,
nice.
as the investor, you're
Yeah.
saying? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
because
as
you're the
invest-
buyer. Yeah,
me
yeah.
as the
Okay.
investor.
Yeah, because you really,
Yeah.
really,
It's
Okay,
the buyer.
it really, it's coming out of somebody else's pocket. We
Yeah.
know that ain't coming.
Yeah, it's coming out of somebody else.
Technically,
But you're
Somebody's
still
gonna
doing
pay
it on the
for it.
buyer's side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I put it on the seller as well, but in all hindsight, it's still
I mean,
somebody's paying for it. But a lot of times whenever we do these deals, like whatever is negotiated, because everything is negotiable.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I might negotiate something with the seller or the property, and I put it off on the investor to take care of it.
yeah.
Got it.
So yeah,
That's smart.
yeah.
So we got you guys your pre-approval. We are now shopping for your starter home. We had your fantastic home inspection. What's next, Shersha?
Well, after the home inspection, normally we're gonna go through the appraisal. So this is where your lender is gonna call up a company. This also technically you're paying for this too, 9 times out of 10. The appraiser is basically they are licensed by the state, okay? They have to go through training. It's not just like someone just coming in and giving their opinion. They go off of multiple things where it's beds, baths, square footage, the area. I think all appraisals, they go after the last 3 months of sales. In a busier market, they'll probably like you break it down a little bit of less time, maybe like a month or just like a couple weeks out. And in like a multi-million-dollar market where things really do sit on the market and only one really sells, then they'll like stretch it out a little bit longer. But 9 times out of 10 is around 3 months. So they look at everything that has been sold within about a mile, and they do a complete comparison where they look at everything and then they come up with a price. And that is basically what the home is appraised for. They write a long report. I never really read the report. I just want to know that the property is
Look at that first and
appraised.
second page.
I just want
The
We look
number.
we look at the first page. We just want to know that it's appraised and that the bank is willing to pay for the property. Now, sometimes properties go under the
Yes, I was about to
offer
say.
price, which that gets a little bit tricky
It does.
because there's some negotiations that have to go on. It's either the seller's going to have to come down, or you're going to have to come up with some cash, or somebody's going to walk away and somebody's going to be pissed off. But we're there to help you. Okay, we're there to hold your hands through that. And then the best result that you can get is when it is over the offer price, because that means you're buying the home with some equity
Absolutely.
in it.
That's the goal.
So
that's the
yeah,
plan.
that's like the best case scenario. And then sometimes it hits it right on the nail and you're paying exactly what the appraiser states. So the bank will only pay up to what either you offer, whichever one is the lowest of the two. Okay, so if the house is appraised at $50,000 over what you offered, he's not going to be like, "Oh, I'm giving you extra $50,000." That's not happening. He's only gonna they're only going to pay for the lowest of the two, either the appraisal value or what you offered.
So let's just actually like be realistic. Have you guys been in a situation where the house sort of
Underappraised.
underappraised?
Absolutely.
I have.
What
I-
did you guys do?
Yeah, I have a question for
let's
that.
talk about. Can we eat? Cause I'm
Before we eat, though, I want to get this question out the
Go
way.
ahead, tell us what you
So,
got.
so have you ever had it to where you have your buyer, right? Where the seller, the buyer and the seller agreed to a certain price point, but the
Yep.
bank wasn't willing to give them that much money.
Absolutely.
So did you have to convince the buyer to bring money, or have the seller go down? Like, how was that situation?
Okay, we'll
This-
all answer that.
So
Yes.
that question is basically having a house under appraised.
Mhm.
Okay, so yes, me personally, I don't recommend my buyers to bring money to the table
Absolutely
because I
not.
don't believe in buying underwater.
Okay, yeah,
Like a
So
car.
I would suggest the seller goes down or walk
right.
away.
Negotiate.
That's
Okay.
me personally.
Cold with it.
I mean, because I owe a fiduciary to the
Right.
buyer, right? So I'm
Right.
not going to allow a buyer.
Say that word
to
again, boo. Say that word.
Fiduciary. Yeah, I'm not
lips.
going to allow my client to buy a property and be underwater,
Right.
even if we're in a highest and best market, because the market goes up and then it
Yeah,
goes down.
it fluctuates.
Exactly. So I wouldn't recommend it. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, so you're not just out here trying to make a buck. You
Absolutely
already
not. I close 4 deals a month, so.
okay. All right, hey, hey.
Look,
Hey.
at minimum. No,
Hold on.
Okay.
Piggybacking
Alright.
off of that.
Flip here.
Piggybacking off of what
Absolutely.
she just said for a second, I've had a buyer come to me and was like, yeah, I think you guys just want the price to go up as much as possible so that you can get your commission. Darling, if the price goes up $10,000, it's not that much. that
Right.
we're
That
getting.
ain't nice.
It's
It's like
not.
20 cents. On the commission side.
Right.
It's not. You know, if you pay $1,000 more, trust me,
It's
it's
not.
not going that much up that I want my buyer.
Right.
I would prefer to work hard for you, get it at the lowest possible, so that you can refer me out and I can make some money on your
Give
friends
you the
and
best
family.
deal possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with both them ladies, Shireen and Jay, because you just like a car, once you drive it off the lot, it depreciates, right? So we want you to close with some value in your home, well, some equity in your home. And I think actually just last week we put an offer in over asking. Yeah, because I'm starving.
Oh goodness.
And
I don't want it right now.
she's trying to be cute.
No, absolutely
Guys,
not.
y'all know we human.
We
Starving,
are.
and all it takes is 9 o'clock. And
It's a
the
big slice of
seller
pizza.
agent said,
iPhone?
would your buyer mind paying? Thank you. The appraisal price, even if it don't appraise? Absolutely not. That is not fair. Stop being greedy. Would you overpay for a pair of shoes if they was on sale for whichever? No, we want all our buyers. I'm just saying, that's realistic. That's factual. We want our buyers to close with some equity in their property. And again, if it does not appraise at the purchase price, then the bank won't give you the loan. So let's just be realistic here. No, man says no. If it don't appraise, we ain't buying it.
Well,
We
I had
wanna
it on the
figure it
other
out.
side where my listing, we had multiple offers on a property, and it went up. I want to say about 20,000 over asking, and when the appraisal was done, it actually appraised for what I put it on the market for. Which that appraisal, I don't know, that appraiser didn't know what he was doing, but anyway. So what happened was my seller came down a little bit and the buyer came up a little bit. So they met, comfortably in the middle for them.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's also an option. Sometimes that happens. But yeah, I was on the seller side of that one.
I think that's fair. So what you, Kansas? You have
Yeah,
ever
we've had, actually, it was funny because I think Jaquana, Shireen, and I were in deals at the same time. And they all underappraised for exactly because also what you'll learn is that as a buyer, you're responsible for basically 2 major payments. That's going to be your deposit and then your closing costs.
Right.
The deposit's something that you can't forfeit. You have to come up with the money either by yourself or it has to be gifted to you. However, with the closing costs, your bank can either pay for it or the seller can give it to you as a seller's concession. And in these cases, we were asking the sellers to give us, I guess it was like 10 grand or something for the
Right.
closing costs. And the appraisals were all shy of the
$10,000.
$10,000. Yeah, so yeah, it happens all the time. And of course, the seller, they came down with with their price and everything like that, so it worked out. But yeah, it happens all the time. And yeah, as our defending our clients, like Jaquana said, we have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure our clients get the best deal. Yeah, for the most part, I'm not going to entice you or try to push you to overspend on a property, whatever. I agree. Sometimes appraisals are not always 100% accurate. They can have
It's still an opinion.
comps. Yeah, they can pull
Yeah.
comps from all types of different areas. Miscomps. We see it all the time. Yeah, but for the most part, I'm not going to challenge the appraiser unless I have to. I have challenged appraisals actually numerous times.
So have I.
And
But-
how long does that take? 'Cause
It doesn't take very
Yeah,
long.
because not at all.
Or you
Because-
can get a second appraiser to appraise the
Right.
property
Yep,
as well.
you
from
can.
the seller, right?
No, the buyer
from-
can.
The bank will
Or the
send
bank,
out another
yeah.
one.
Like
and
2
either-
times?
Yeah.
Really?
They
Yeah.
will. Yeah.
And the bank normally pays for the second appraisal.
Yes.
You got some
Yeah.
good bank because when it has underappraised, I'm just starving.
Mhm.
The seller will, pay for their appraiser, and then we'll come to the happy medium. Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kat, you ever had that experience?
A little bit of both. So just depending on the circumstances, depending on what the buyer's needs are. Again, as a realtor, I wouldn't suggest overpaying, but due to the lack of inventory in this market, I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot of buyers waive the appraisal contingency. I'm seeing a lot of buyers pay the additional $10,000-$20,000 over asking because they want that property. They want their dream home that they've been looking for.
Yeah.
And that back
So-
So
like that.
I just have a question really quick, Kat. So buyers who
How's
are
it going?
getting financing, are they able to waive an appraisal contingency?
If they're willing to pay the difference.
Yeah. They're technically not waiving
They
it.
can-
They,
right.
they
They're
have
basically
it, but
waiving the
they're willing
difference.
to
Okay.
come
They're
up.
willing to pay.
Yeah, because
difference
the
in
appraisals
cash.
still have to be done.
Right.
Right.
No, yeah, you have to have the appraisal done. They're waiving the I guess the number value of it.
Right.
Stating that if it comes at 400, but they offered 440.
They'll come up with the
They'll come
difference.
up with the difference.
440,
Right.
the 40,000 difference.
Yeah, and sometimes listing agents will ask you that. I've had that happen before where, you
They'll
come
ask
in
in the
strong
beginning.
and and they're right. And they're like,
It's-
listen, we like your offer, but, I think it's going to appraise, but if it doesn't, would your client be able to come up with the difference? And you can answer that however you want. I'm not going to tell you how I answer, but
I
I just
ditto
get the
to
deal
what
done.
She said.
Yeah, I get the deal done. Just put it like that.
But the average first time home buyer, honestly, the first time home buyers that I'm managing, sometimes they don't have the difference. I'm just being
No,
Yeah, that's
and-
where you
and-
have to
I'm
go
being
back
right.
to
like
Everyone
realistic.
Absolutely.
Like
Not
they have
everyone
their
has
down
it.
payment and their closing. Anything else is,
And
It's
unfortunately, and that's why
additional.
we're submitting offers after offers after offers because you
Right.
have
The market
other
is crazy.
investors
and it's
and
okay
buyers.
first time home
Right,
buyers.
yeah.
It's
It's
okay.
just you have to remain patient because
Right.
that may not be the home. Remain patient. The next home may be for you. It's in a very aggressive market right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
so
aggressive.
so my question to you guys up here in up north, is it more of like a
Up
buyer?
north.
I'm sorry, but is it more like a buyer's market or a seller's
It's
market?
Definitely
seller's
sellers.
Really?
Yeah.
In the
Yes.
majority of the
For as
areas,
long
it's
as I can
definitely a
think
seller's
of.
market. Is it a buyer's
Uh,
market where you are at?
All day.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, all day.
live?
Where you working
at?
Shreveport,
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh wow.
Shreveport.
Okay.
It's like a one-horse town.
Yeah.
Seller
It's-
market.
It's like 200,000 people.
What
there.
are like? Okay, give me a scenario of where you work. Let's say 3 beds, 2 bath, nicely remodeled home. What's that price value over there?
150.
I was gonna say okay,
What?
100. Yeah,
Wow.
the 150.
Yeah,
That's
What
what
those
150.
homes look like?
Amazing.
They're huge.
Wow.
Big.
It's the same thing with
Are
like
they in the hood?
Texas
It's-
and other areas.
No, no, not at all.
Yeah.
A beautiful neighborhood.
Right.
Everything.
We're looking like what 250.
What?
280.
What, a 3-2?
Yeah.
Huh?
In Jersey?
For the,
Well, it depends on the
for
area.
Listen,
It depends.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm like,
no.
I am selling
Yeah.
her for $250. Yeah.
What's the what kind?
Okay, all right. Well, let's do this way. Just tell the area of what you're talking about in New Jersey. Where can you
Perfect.
find that property? Go ahead, Kat.
At 250? 250, you're looking Irvington,
East Orange, Elizabeth, North.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kat, that's where you are mainly,
I'm
right?
just- I'm
No.
all over, but I'm just saying that's where you're. Even right now, the closer we get, 250 is even a stretch, but that's the bare minimum that you're looking at to find something newly renovated.
I see.
Okay.
You're just exiting the hood.
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
In the South, something like that is not the hood though, at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, it's the
That's-
hood over here.
Yeah, that
May
some
not have parking, but it's
like
newly renovated.
two car garage.
Not at all.
Definitely.
You got the standard shower with the jacuzzi.
No,
3
no.
stories.
Master bath.
Master
yeah.
bath. Oh, the
I
whole
know.
nine. Like
I go to Texas.
you got an acreage worth of land. Like yeah, the
Shreveport,
South. Is,
Louisiana.
Yeah.
okay, don't say that too loud. I don't want everybody to come down there now. Come on now.
I mean, if you guys want to move to, Freeport, call me up. I'll sell your
Oh
house.
wow.
We'll broker that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Go ahead.
so my area, Bergen County, a nice 3-bed, 2-bath, and this is just like the regular areas. You're probably looking at around 400
Yeah.
to 550.
And it's gonna fly off. Like if you put a house
It's
right now
gone.
on the market for 400,
Especially
gone.
renovated.
Yeah.
right? It is. There's no. You're not gonna stand a chance.
Yeah.
The price is gonna go up.
Multiple offers. The
Yeah.
same thing I have listed right
Yeah.
now. I think we had 8 offers. Only one crazy person came in under asking. I don't know what was wrong with them.
Yeah.
Everybody else was over asking.
Yeah.
Had a cash
Talk
offer.
about that. Talk
all of
about
that
how
stuff.
It is important to come in above asking.
You have
Right.
if
Right
you
now.
want the house.
You want the house, right?
Hold on. If you
There's no
want the
options.
house, you are not playing games and you like that house, do not come to me with an offer below asking. Don't come to me with an offer at asking. Depending on the area, okay?
Right.
That is definitely true.
Yeah,
And the
depending on the
condition, of
area.
course.
Right.
But especially my area that I'm at right now, Bergen County, a lot of that area right there, you're gonna go over asking.
Yeah.
I can't tell you exactly how much over asking my offer was, but it's a lot.
I mean,
and that we accepted.
I went to St. Peter's University, so you know.
Jersey City in the
Yeah,
house.
Jersey City
I
all
wanted
day.
to go there, but the way their rates are set up,
Yeah,
I went to Montclair.
yeah, like the St. Peter's University was,
Privatization.
yeah, all Catholic, and everything like that. But I mean, in that area, especially because you're looking at a younger couple that's moving in that area, a doctor, a lawyer. They're more so looking. They get approved for damn near $1 million when
But
it
they
comes to
don't
buying a
wanna spend
house.
that.
No, they don't. But
If
they'll
they had
maximize
changed
on it
around
though.
there in Journal Square now.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't been
I mean,
over
the
there in a
prices are
minute,
still
so
high, but
I haven't been over there.
ain't
But
just doctors and lawyers in Journal Square.
but what I'm saying though, for the most part, as far as that's going to get approved for that $400,000, $500,000 loan, you definitely got to have a very secure income coming in because the mortgage company is looking at that DTI, right? What's your debt to
Right.
income, and that's what's going to make a difference when it comes to. Okay, so is your expenses at $2,000, but you're bringing in $2,500? That don't even make no sense. So when it comes to the appraisal or the underwriting, they're looking at all those different variants that matter when it comes to so is this person going to be able to pay for this property years to come, or are they just going to be able to pay for it 3 months and then they abandon the property and then now become a foreclosure property to where the banks are now taking the hit and now they looking suspect because they're not now handing out loans. So these are all the different things that goes into account when it comes to buying a house as well. So
Right. You hit it right on the nose. Like I tell people all the time, just
I was
'cause-
right.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
On the nose, like
I'm so excited.
all the time, just because you're approved. Just because you're approved for for this. That doesn't necessarily mean you, I wouldn't say can afford, but want to spend said amount.
Yeah.
So
Right.
anytime I put in the offer, I say, I ask the lender, this is the purchase price, this is the taxes. What's the mortgage? Okay, great. John Joe, that comfortable? Okay, because you don't want to be house poor.
Of course.
And like you said, we do not want to foreclose on your
Yeah,
property.
because it look bad.
5
Yeah.
6 years later, because you're gonna talk about us like, Maddie sold
Yeah.
the house.
And
Like,
you- yeah.
stop.
Yeah, not your
You
fault.
said.
Yeah, this is what you can do. Don't put it off on me.
No
We
ma'am.
good.
No ma'am,
So-
no sir.
So let me ask y'all this: when it comes to the bubble, like around 2008, who was in the game when it comes to real estate?
I was.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And for you, how was your experience as far as the before and the after being in the game with everything falling underneath?
So it was great because at that time I was strictly an investor.
Mm.
I loved it.
You bought up everything. Okay, all right.
Look at her. She excited.
I
Ooh.
loved it.
Okay. So, I mean that's like spot on. Like the investor definitely was winning in 2008 for sure. If you was a homeowner,
Started
Why?
in 07.
yeah.
Because that's when property values drop. You can pick up houses for pretty much nothing. You have no
Yeah.
competition. 'Cause
It-
not a lot of people are buying properties
Right.
at that
Got it,
time.
yeah.
The banks aren't lending like they used to because the banks did like a whole bunch of
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac,
really
everything
shady,
fell apart.
shady,
Yeah,
shady
yeah.
things. So you know
Surplus
they were on
loans,
their
yeah.
microscope at that time. So if you were an investor and you had cash or you had other means of securing that property,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
getting the property at very low market.
Like 10,
Yeah.
10 cents on the dollar, 10
Basically.
cents, 20 cents on the dollar. It was definitely a great time for sure for an
Because
Yeah.
the banks
investor.
were driving up the prices on these homes. Homes were selling at a ridiculously high
Mhm.
price, and people who couldn't afford the payment was getting pre-approved for ridiculous amount of money.
That's what
you
we was
just-
talking about
they
earlier.
always
You
said
know
you
what
need
it
a
was?
pulse and
It
you can
was-
get a loan
It
back
was
Yeah.
then.
mainly
Wow.
because everything was
Yeah.
stated.
Right.
That's what
There
it
was
All
no
the income was
real
stated.
there was no real diving into are you really making
Able to afford the
$100,000 a
property.
year? It
And-
was more so, oh, you making 100,000 on paper. Hey, you approve.
Yeah.
But there was no real investigation into okay, let me get some pay stubs, let me see,
Right.
let me get some references, let me see your
Let's check your
previous work
taxes,
history.
let's check all
Yeah,
that
there was
stuff.
none of that.
And
It
the
was
at
reason,
all.
the reason because of that, because the good thing about it is I had the luxury of being in finance. I was actually working on Wall Street and hedge funds and everything right when the market was up. And then as soon as it crashed, I stayed in a little bit longer. And then I got into real estate like around 2008. I started working as an intern.
OG.
And yeah. And so, yes, I was like really literally in it like money like being spent like none other to like, oh my God, my whole life savings is gone.
Yeah.
I'm ready to like jump in front of a train, and I've seen. And no, seriously, no,
No, it really happened,
People,
yeah.
no, people were
A lot of
committing
people commit
suicide.
Yeah,
suicide.
it
Left
was
and
really
right.
happening.
A lot
Yeah.
of people
Right.
commit
It was
suicide.
serious. It was like
Yeah.
a really serious time. But I say that to say the reason why it wasn't. It was yes, anyone could have gotten a loan, but the reason why it was that way was because they always thought the market was going to continue to go
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So even if you paid $100,000 today, they thought it was going to be worth $200,000 in 2 months, and
Even
they figured
more.
you could refinance out or you could do other things to get the
And
cash
bar
out.
against the equity, yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, the bubble got so big because again, it was really based on nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So when it popped, everyone's equity got, drove down. All of a sudden, all these interest rates got higher. No one could afford anything. And then they're
Yeah.
like, oh, shit, excuse my language. We don't know what to do. You
Yeah.
know, so it was crazy. It was good. I was with it, the good times and the bad times. And
Yeah.
it was serious.
I mean, at that time, I was doing mortgages. I was not an underwriter, but I was more so. I was working with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac as far as giving out those mortgages itself. So imagine calling someone about refinancing, and they're like, "Well, my house is in foreclosure. I just gave it back to the bank," and there's times where people was crying over the phone just because they wasn't able to even afford
yeah.
to be in their house no more.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a devastating time.
Very devastating.
And I mean, but it just shows that when it comes to just the grind itself. Like for you, like you said, you as an investor and you was working on the Wall Street and being able to survive something of that sort, your mindset has to be shifted to a different level, understanding that I can't go on the victim where, oh, woe is me, why did this happen to me? It's more so, okay, how can I bounce back? How can I be able to now put myself in a position to take control of the situation that's going on, rather than me playing the blame game? Now I got to be the person that's meticulous in getting things in order to shake him back.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So-
you know what? I think, and Warren Buffett is like, I really like him.
That's my
And
guy.
Yeah. And one of his, and you can actually correct me on this quote, because I'm
Sure.
not sure if I'm going to quote it correctly.
Go ahead.
But he always said, you never know who's swimming naked until the tide pulls back.
Mm.
So when all the water's up, right, everyone looks like they're good, they're chilling. You can't see who's exposed, who's not, right? But when the tide pulls back and the water you know what I'm saying, you get to see who's exposed. So like you said,
100%.
when the hard times actually shows you who you really are.
Tough times
right?
don't last.
Right.
Tough people do. That's
Right.
all it is.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, everything about real estate is a mindset, when it comes to what you're doing. So, for me being in real estate is one of those things to where with real estate you get to control everything. Like, you control.
How? How is that so?
How is that
How is that
so?
so?
Okay, so in real estate, everybody, the first part to anything is that people are more concerned about how much time do I have to do this, right? They're concerned about, okay, what kind of money am I going to make to do this? They're concerned about, okay, is my family going to be able to wither, the storm or whatever the case may be. So when it comes to this type of game, it's more so, okay, so is there work-life balance? Is there work and life balance? Is that something that's also important to me? So you check all of these things off to be successful in a game like this, and you're checking certain things off. Like for me, I'm a family man, so like my biggest thing is I want to make sure I'm at my daughter's everything. Like if you're growing up and I don't see you growing up and I'm coming home and I'm yelling at you, I gotta change up my game, because I'm not watching you grow up. Like, I don't want it to be to where we're in a situation, we're having a conversation, it's like, oh, you're never there, I hate you. Like, hold up, what just happened? Where did this come from? I'd rather be the person that's a great father, a great husband, that's in my family's life.
And have time.
Absolutely. So time, you can't take back time.
Right.
Yeah,
you can't take back time. So when it comes to real estate, it puts your hustle game at a different level, 100%. And if you're a top notch entrepreneur when it comes to being able to go out here and putting that face on to talk to people and to teach people how to make decisions where they like, damn, you're good. I didn't know I was making this decision. Like, if you just convince someone to spend $400,000 or $500,000 on a property that a month or two months ago they wasn't even thinking about it, but once they ran into you, it's like, oh damn, like I wasn't even thinking about buying this house, but you're good though. You make sense for the information and education that you give me, and that's what real estate does. It helps you just put your game to another level for sure.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a sacrifice. Like, who all paid their dues today? Like, I swear to God, after I'm done paying these dues, it was like going on a whole vacation.
Right.
So, as an entrepreneur, those that do have a 9-to-5, no disrespect, but
No disrespect.
it's a
Totally different.
Total.
different.
Total.
You have to really be ready to sacrifice everything.
Yeah.
And when you do, and when you hit like that sort of rock bottom and all you can do is go forward, you truly begin to appreciate working those 100 hours, 60 hours a week
For yourself.
For yourself. No one is ever going to understand.
Like the time that you put your head in the damn
one,
steering
like,
wheel and
no
start
one,
crying.
Like, you get a
Tell-
check every 2 weeks. Like, you getting a check every 2 weeks is a totally different swag and breed and walk when you get paid at closing is different.
Yeah,
I don't
different.
care what nobody say is
But that lump sum amount of check though, that money is beautiful. So if you really grind, if you really putting in that work though, and you know what, I know I'm going to get paid at closing, And ain't nothing worse than when you count that money and then
already
it's
spent.
man, listen.
Let me listen. You never understand that.
Get in the game.
You get paid every 2 weeks. We get paid at closing.
You already know.
Very
Well, they
important.
always say you're always unemployed until your next commission check.
That's right.
Uh.
You just a JOB. What they call it? A check over broke?
No,
Or
dress over broke.
Just
Yeah,
over
just
broke.
over broke. Yeah,
Yeah.
JOB. So, but I mean, with real estate though, you're putting yourself in the driver's seat. So that's what I love about it. Like you're putting yourself in the driver's seat. If you know what you need to make and you put yourself on that, okay, so I need to make a certain amount a month, and you're putting yourself on that budget, that means that you need to grind to make that and over it.
Of course.
So
always over.
Yeah, so there's people that's out here thinking that everything is all roses, but they're hustling backwards because
Hustling backwards. That's a street turn right there. You don't know what that means?
it's more so like you say you're an entrepreneur, but you work in this business like it's a 9 to 5, and you're like, well, I'm gonna pay myself a check every week. Nah, like you gotta really set yourself up for success in the sense of, look, I know what I need to make every month. If I need to make $5,000 a month, right? I know Uncle Sam gotta get his money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I know that, cause I read Robert Kiyosaki, and he always talks
him.
about, oh really, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
This is how I
time?
got into real
Let's
estate.
go.
I love
Ooh.
having listened
I just
to
bought
that
the
when I
book
was
for my
like 10
daughter.
years old.
What? Oh man,
Yeah, well, maybe I
gotta
wasn't
put
10, maybe like 12.
I gotta
but
put
same
y'all.
difference.
I gotta put y'all in another book for
Cool.
sure.
What?
It's called Laws of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill.
Oh,
I love Napoleon.
So,
yes,
this-
yes.
Just understand that when it comes to, okay, so you have, like, in my world I call it the break even. So you have your break even. This is the bare minimum that you need to make to survive, right? From there, you have to pay your taxes, you have to pay your dues, because everything that goes in that bank account, whether it's a check or money, Uncle Sam is going to track it, period. So you got to pay the taxes, and then from there, you got to pay yourself as well. So with me, I always pay myself first, and then everything else come
that's
after.
what they say, right?
And that's it. So I'll make sure I pay myself my 30%, period.
But what do you think about what's the other? Because I actually so Robert Kiyosaki is the reason why I really got into real estate hard,
Okay.
right? But what do you think about Grant Wise? Because I think his philosophy in the beginning was he didn't pay himself anything. He paid like whatever his dream, whatever his goal was. That's what he paid first. Then he paid the IRS, I think, and then I think he paid himself or something. Like he was like almost
that's
the
living. That's
opposite.
living, but that's like saying living beneath your means type of
Yeah, that's what-
situation,
right.
right? Going.
Do you agree
like,
with that though?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
I used to live like
But
that.
that's how the wealthier get wealthy.
That sounds-
sometimes.
Because
That
Grant
sounds
got
good.
more. I think Grant got more than Kiyosaki, but they may
I
have
mean,
different whys. Right? They may
Regardless
have
of what they
different
got, I'm gonna live
reasons.
my best life.
I feel you. I feel
Like,
you.
I'm not out here counting
I
either
feel
one of
you.
them money. I'm out here make sure I put my foot down as far as holding it down for my family. Make sure they
Right.
good. So just cause they making $1 million and what I'm making is what I'm making to make sure my family is good.
Oh, you
I
weren't
can't
gonna give
count
us
their
that
money.
number, huh?
Nah.
Yeah, no,
Y'all be mad at me. I'm not even gonna do it.
Yeah, no, it's not about the money. You're right, because everyone has
just
different
messing with you.
reasons.
I'll just
So-
mess with you.
But you would tell your children not to sacrifice. You'd be like, listen, just grind
Just
out.
grind it. Go
Okay.
get it. If you want to
Okay.
go get it. Don't
That's
wait for
right.
nobody
Okay.
to give it to you. Go get it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's it. Because when you waiting for things to happen for you, what will happen is that opportunities pass you by.
Yeah.
So you got to surround yourself with the right people that have the same vision, that's line up with you in the same aspect. Because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to be for you for winning,
Right.
and you're going to have haters in your corner. But at the same time, if you have that tunnel vision,
Yeah.
whether they hate or not,
Right.
you have that tunnel
It's
vision.
about tunnel
Can't
vision.
nobody touch you.
You
So when they come
absolutely
close
right.
to you, they get scared of you. Like, damn, he's on another level.
Right.
And
all
that's
about
all
the
it
tunnel
is.
vision.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that was some good information. That was some really good
Definitely
information.
agree.
I'm sitting here thinking we completely skipped the attorney review.
Yeah,
portion.
I did.
But
I peeped
we're
that.
All right, I'll let y'all get back to y'all thing.
Get back.
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead.
We're actually gonna have to talk
gonna
about
get
that
back to
next
that.
week.
Yeah.
Because we just got the signal to wrap up, guys.
Already?
Yeah.
Man.
We in an hour.
We
again.
see.
We went
Time
15.
flies
That
when you're
pizza
having
is
fun.
cold. It's been sitting there for an hour.
Wow. I definitely have fun, though. I
So
definitely have fun.
good.
We
You gotta
need
come
you
back.
guys to keep tuning in so we can keep educating you. Is an hour is just not enough time. So
Yep.
we need to
You gotta come back
educate
every
you on
week.
different subjects every week. So we need to see you every week.
Now, can I plug myself?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, cool. So I have my YouTube channel where I give out free information when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to real estate investing for sure. Creative real estate, that's the name of the game that I'm in. So if you want to go into real estate with no cash, no credit, no realtor license at all, no disrespect to you ladies, but
None taken.
but
I'm about to
No
call
taking
you
at
once
all.
we over. Once the show is over.
but all you got to do is just go on Instagram, The Real Chevy, TheReal Chevy with an S, not a C, and then on YouTube as well, the same thing. Facebook, the same thing. I'm always available to just give free information for sure. So
Awesome.
Nice.
yeah.
And he has The Real Chevy T-shirt.
I was
on.
about to say it.
Make no mistake
The
about it.
ultimate plug.
Be about. Tell us what that T-shirt be about.
I'm like a walking billboard. Know that.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you
Shireen used to be
should.
like that. She used to drive around with her billboard on her car.
Maddie too.
Oh, Maddie did
I
too.
did.
Yeah.
Somebody took it.
Man.
Whoever stole Maddie's thing, y'all better bring it back.
Bring
Bring
it
it back to the
back.
radio station. We want to see you.
Right.
I only took it off because it was messing up my
Oh. Well, I thought she was the one that did it. I'm like, oh.
Why you messing with me? Why?
Just real quick, we're gonna just like wrap it up. We talked about getting your talking about your wants, your wishes, and your
Inspections.
your needs, your inspection, your appraisals. And there's also your homeowner insurance. That is another upfront expense, which is depending on purchase price as well as taxes and your closing costs. So we will definitely, touch base on
Part
those.
two.
Yeah, part two. We should
part
talk
two.
about everything that they're gonna pay for.
Right.
Yeah, that's
so we'll
good.
have part two next
Right.
Monday.
So the attorneys will be in there and everything like
That's
that.
right.
Yep.
Real quick. Kat, you got anything coming up this week, boo boo? You got anything you want to celebrate?
Same old.
Your
just
new
grinding.
buyers that you talked about, the 5 people
Right,
that
just-
you reached out
Just
to.
grinding, touching
Yeah.
base with all my past clients, reaching out to anyone who's trying to buy, who's looking to sell. Just grinding for the
Nice.
summer.
Nice.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Miss
There's
Custom
summer.
Fitted.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to get these offers accepted. I'm in the process of purchasing 2 properties, which have been driving me crazy, but hopefully everything gets squared away this week. And that's basically it. Trying to enjoy the summer. 90 degrees
Yes.
is around the corner.
Yes.
But just listen, new realtors, just because it's this summer, it does not mean us realtors are at break.
Absolutely
you
not.
hustle for the next season. So
Right.
now as we are like putting our harvest in for the fall. And
Right.
don't forget, real quick, Walk-In Wednesday start next Wednesday.
Yes.
You
Oh,
want
we saw your commercial. That was so cute.
Yes, I love
you're
it.
interested in buying, come through
I
next
hear
week.
that.
Miss J, you got something going on real quick?
I have a listing appointment tomorrow.
Good luck.
Get it.
Yeah, that I feel confident. I think I'll get.
Get it, boo. Get it. Let's
I hope
hope
so.
Plain
Liz,
and
you will stay in business
So that's all I got going on this week.
for now.
For now.
For now.
Miss Sure.
Basically just getting this property that I just put in the paperwork for listed, and getting the pictures done and putting it on the market. And I'll be having an open house on Sunday. So if you're in the Richfield Park area and you're looking, stop on by.
How
You
much
can-
is it again? I might have a buyer. 'Cause
It's on the market
just in
at
case this offer doesn't get
480,
accepted.
4 beds,
Okay.
2.5.
We could talk.
Two full baths, fully
could talk.
renovated, with a huge backyard. It's 197 deep. All right.
Nice.
So you can put a whole pool back there, and if you do call me and invite me over in the summer, thank you.
Yeah, you-
Invite us too.
I might have a buyer
Chevy,
for you.
real
Package
quick.
deal.
What, anything I got going on?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm out of state right now, traveling, and while I'm traveling, still making money. I got like 7 closings going right now.
Nice.
Let me hold
So
that.
dinner's
awesome.
on you.
I already
You
bought
didn't
pizza.
come with no
I already
pizza.
bought pizza. Come on, now.
7 closings coming up. He's
Come on.
finding something better than
Look.
pizza.
You can throw pepperoni on that or
Look.
anything?
Hey, look, whatever Jay told me to get, that's what it was. I didn't even ask about it. I was just like, all right, go ahead. Like
Be a
I knew
partner?
I knew the time had changed when I knew I was in Jersey when I went to go pay for gas. I'm like, man, gas used to be 208. Now it's like 308. I'm like, damn.
Remember, like
308.
180
Where you
Yeah.
get gas?
Like,
I need to know. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh no, he's probably putting in like what you call it?
Plus. Yeah. Yeah,
So
we-
it's like 308.
Yeah, it's
Really?
up there.
I
Yeah.
forgot for
it
gas.
did.
The
It did
plus
raise
and the
the other
ultra,
day,
yeah, it's
Y'all
crazy.
getting super.
Man, I was about to throw a tantrum like Diddy, like but yeah, we
Y'all
good.
getting
Bougie put the plus
Yeah,
in
you
there.
already know.
Real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah,
your
yeah.
partner over here.
I'm just.
He's
I learned
fixing.
everything.
He's
yeah.
shy.
I
He
learned-
just talk all day.
I learned everything I need to learn from this man right here. You know what I mean? So as far as building relationships, as far as having the tools, like that man has the tools what it needs. The real Chevy, that's what it is.
That's what's up.
I think
100.
that we should definitely close that out. That real estate at the number one, it's all about building.
The relationship,
Yes.
100%. It's a people
Absolutely.
business.
They will
Absolutely.
always come back. We'll see you guys next week. We are the Real Estate Divas.
Divas.
And we are so happy to have Chevy and his partner here. Have an amazing
Thank you for coming,
week.
guys.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
Awesome.